It is the morning after the night before, and yes, all you Forest fans waking up, I can reconfirm to you that he is still a Red, and we did sign him, and we beat West Ham to him. Cry away, you West Ham fans. In today's video, guys, what we're going to do, there's been a lot of talk about his salary. I'm going to quickly cover off my understanding of it, how much he's getting paid, and what the breakdown is, and I'll try and explain it best I can in a second. Then following that, we're going to go through the transfer updates, and I'm going to add into it as well some players that I think Forest should be looking out for, who they can get on really good deals at the moment. So let's get into the video, but before we do, if you're new here, do not forget to subscribe. Give the video a like, and over here we've got the watch along for the Union Berlin tomorrow. We're going to start the stream at 3:30. Kickoff is 4 p.m. UK time, so make sure you click on it. The link's in the description below. Press the notify me button so you're ready to support the Reds tomorrow, when we should see Jesse Lingard and O'Brien potentially starting. So let's jump straight into the vid. Okay, so let's start with Jesse Lingard's wages first. And again, I will put a little asterisk here that I don't really care what we're paying him, because we got him through the door, and whatever the club has seen fit to pay him is fine by me. I'm not their accountant, nor do I control their books. And let's kind of just break down what we know. So the rumors, the talk was anywhere from 80,000 to 200k. And to be honest, they're both kind of right, and let me explain why. From my understanding, he's getting paid in and around 115k a week. That's the flat rate. There are some bonuses and things like that. They're attached on non-relegation clauses, things like that. But we're not going to go into those today. Now, the sign-on fee looks to be about 4 million, but that's going to be spread out into the wages, if that makes sense. So the 4 million is going to be taken, divided by 52, and that's going to add about 77,000 onto his salary per week. So if you start with 115k, add to that the broken down sign-on fee, you're going to end up with a figure of about 192k a week. So that's where the breakdown has come from. So people who are saying 200k aren't far off the mark. People who are saying 80 to 100k again aren't far off the mark, but that's really the understanding that I've been told about how it's working. Now, what's interesting to ask, and this is kind of coming back at the West Ham fans who are saying, oh, he only went for you for the money, etc. If you ignore the signing on fees and you ignore everything else, West Ham offered him 150k. That's what everyone has been saying, and that's clearly what they offered him as a free agent. We offered him 115k as the basic. So now you tell me why West Ham fans think he went for the money when clearly the base that we offered him was less. To me, it's completely clear the reason he's joined is we're the bigger club, we've got the better ambition, and we're going to finish ahead of West Ham. So hopefully that kind of clears up the salary for you. It's not 100% accurate. At the end of the day, I don't get to see his P45 or anything like that, but that's the understanding that I've been given and the breakdown of it. Let me know your thoughts on it. Do you think it's too much for him? I think it's not bad at all, because the total package, so if you add up all the wages, it's going to come to about 9.8 mil for the year. So in essence, you can say we've signed Jesse Lingard for 9.9 mil, and that includes salaries. Now, his value on the market is about 15k. So we would have had to pay 15k to sign him, and then his wages. At Man U, I think he was on around 100 to 120k. So you do the math on that, and you tell me that Forest didn't get a great deal on Jesse Lingard. But let me know your thoughts down below. Alright boys, so let's move on to the more current events in terms of transfer targets. Now, I love that we've done Jesse, but in my opinion, we need to move on to the next signing. Everything needs to keep moving forward. We've stood there, we've applauded the work they did to get Lingard in, but now it's important we move on. And guess what? The club are moving on, so kudos to them. Let's talk about the next potential signing that's going to be coming through the door. And it is looking like Mangala at the moment. So he's Belgium, he's a midfielder, he plays for Stuttgart. We've had a bid rejected before on him, but there are rumours that we're going back in again on him for about 13 million pounds, which I think works out to about 16, 17 million euros. This guy is a solid player, plays in central midfield, like I said, from Belgium, from Stuttgart, and he has apparently stopped training with the team. Now, I think that's because, from what I've heard, he's got COVID. But it looks like that the work being done in terms of his future will be settled over the next few days. So it's very unlikely he's going to be returning back to Stuttgart and retraining with them. And unfortunately, like I said, it looks like he's got COVID. So there might be a slight delay in getting him over, even if we get everything agreed, because obviously he'll have to go through the COVID period, etc. But once that's done, Forest are the front runners in it. Now, what's really made me laugh today is there are a couple of other teams interested in him. One being Crystal Palace, and the second one, because the stars just align themselves, is West Ham United. So looks like we're going up to battle against West Ham again, and let's see who comes out on top. But from what I'm seeing and from my sources, it looks like it's going to be Forest. So let's just give you a quick few stats. He's played 109 games for Stuttgart. He scored 3 goals and had 10 assists. He's really a good kind of central midfielder, box to box. He's built like an absolute brick. Got a bit of pace about him as well. I think he would be a good signing. He's another one of those coming from the Bundesliga. We've got really heavy, good scouting going on in the Bundesliga. So I trust what they're doing. I love Awani that they've brought in and a few others that they've looked at. And obviously Niakata, who's going to be my tip of the season as one of the players of the years. So hopefully he can come in as well and strengthen that midfield. So let me know what you think about him. Let me know if you know much more about him or you've seen him play in real life. And get your thoughts on him in the comments below. Okay, boys, so let's move on to our next player. And it is Marcus Tavanier. So Forest have been in the market earlier, a couple of weeks ago, I think, for him and had a bid rejected. It looks like Bournemouth have gone in for him now and are in advanced talks with him. I think he's going to end up at Bournemouth, and to be honest, I don't mind that too much because he's not one I really want to see wearing the red of Forest. I think he's an okay player, but looking at his stats, looking at his performances at championship level, they were okay. I think he had 5 goals, 5 assists. Nothing that really lit the world on fire. Is he the kind of player that Cooper could develop? Of course he is, because Cooper can develop any player. Do I want to see him? There are better targets, I think, for us. But to me, this one looks like he's going to Bournemouth, and I don't mind that at all. So if you liked him and if you wanted him at Forest, let me know. I'm always interested in your opinions on who you want to see at Forest. But for me, this one looks like it's heading in Bournemouth's direction, and they're going to need some help if they're going to survive this season. Okay, let's move on to the final player in terms of who Forest are potentially discussing, and boy, oh boy, is this the one I want more than anything. I know we've signed Lingard. I just still think there is a role for MGW in this Forest team, and I just feel like he still wants to come to us. So is there any talks currently going about getting him in? Not really. He had an outstanding game in pre-season the other day for Wolves. I think he got an assist. And he was just playing some lovely football, and he just doesn't look right in that gold shirt. I couldn't even put the picture down below in that guy. It should be red. It should be red. So what I can tell you is that Everton are still trying to sign him. They've had a £25 million bid rejected. Coops, if you're watching this, please just find a way. Use the magic. Use the magic. Convince them to let him come to us. He will be outstanding for us. So, and I know you like him. I know you sing highly of his praises. But at the moment, there's no real developments on him. I'm hoping something breaks. And if it does, of course, I'll bring it to you guys first here. So let me know, do you still want Morgan Gibbs White after we've signed Lingard, or are you just happy to stop at Lingard? Bear in mind, we've got to push, we've got to build a squad, guys. This guy can do a great job for us. Let me know down below. Alright, boys, so let's move on to talk about a couple of ideas. Now, I'm going to stress now, these are not players that have been linked, but these are players I think who will have a potential to either bolster our squad or start to push towards a first team place. And they're players that we could do some great deals on to bring up. And the first one that comes up, and bear with me as I talk you through it, is Aaron Ramsey. Now, Aaron Ramsey went to Juventus on a 4-year deal on lucrative money. I heard somewhere in some places he was getting 400k. However, he is a good player. He's still somewhat young, 31 years old. And he is about to have his contract terminated at Juventus as he is no longer part of their plans going forward. He has 1 year left on it and it looks like they're going to part ways. What does that mean? It's going to turn him into a free agent. I think, obviously, as we're building a mini Wales squad, why not add Ramsey to the squad? Now, I don't want him to start, but he does have that Premier League experience. He's got that footballing passion, so he's got that footballing brain. He's a little slow, but he's never been pacey. I just think as a sub, as a squad player, I honestly think there's a role for him to play. Maybe coming on with 20 minutes to go. He's still got that eye for a beautiful threaded pass. I just think it makes sense. If he does get terminated from Juventus, and it's pretty much set on that it will happen, he'll have Coops, he'll have Williams, he'll have Hennessy, and of course Brennan Johnson in there. Why not? He needs some football as well. There's a World Cup to think about. What do you guys think? Am I being too left field here? Or is it something you could see happening? Let me know. And then finally, there's one more player. I don't know if we could pull it off. But hey, we got Lingard in, didn't we? I think this player could be a sensational signing. Let me reiterate, there's no links, no nothing, but he's available. PSG and Wijnaldum have decided to part ways this summer. This has been confirmed, and over the next few days and weeks, they're either going to loan him out or look for a sell on him. Now, he's got high wages. He is, the other side of 30 now as well. I don't think it'd be a substantial transfer fee or a loan deal. We can still do another loan deal at all. But I think he is still a fantastic player. He just hasn't had the game time given to him at PSG. He would fit so lovely in the Forest team in that middle. As you can see, the theme for me still is midfield today. I still feel we need a couple more bodies in that midfield. He's prem proven. There's that annoying quote that I hate again at the moment. But I would argue, would still push for first team football. And he would get into our team, no doubt. What his wages are, I don't know. I'd expect them to be, more 6 figures than 5 figures. But boys, what do you think? Could you see it? Wijnaldum coming to Forest? Why not? We've got Lingard. Let me know your thoughts down below. So, those are my thoughts today. That's the transfer updates. Hopefully you found the video interesting. If you have, as always, subscribe if you're new here and give the video a like. And don't forget, we've got the watch along coming tomorrow where we are going to see a very strong Forest team put together. And hopefully Stevie will look to give them 65, 70 minutes before making all those substitutions and changes. I'm really excited to see Iwani and Johnson up front with Jesse in the hole and behind him and O'Brien commanding that midfield. We are this close to finishing the team. A couple more of these signings that we've talked about. And we are there, boys. Let me know if there's anyone else you would like to see put on a famous red jersey of Forest. And with that said, thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow for the watch along.